Many employers offer benefits such as flexible spending accounts or FSA to their employees. FSAs are designed to reimburse for incurred out-of-pocket medical and dependent care expenses that are not reimbursable through any other benefit. This presentation is designed to inform you of how the FSA plan works. What is a flexible spending account plan? Well, an FSA plan is a type of benefit plan under Section 125 of the IRS Code that allows you to set aside money on pre-tax basis to pay for certain medical and or dependent care expenses that you and your eligible dependents incur. There are two types of FSAs, Healthcare FSA and Dependent Care FSA. The Healthcare FSA is for healthcare expenses not paid by insurance, including co-payments, exams, deductibles, vision care, and dental expenses. The Dependent Care FSA is for dependent care expenses you incur to care for your eligible dependents, including daycare, after-school care, or elder care. There are advantages and disadvantages of enrolling in flexible spending accounts. Let's take a look at advantages first. Contributions you make to an FSA plan are exempt from federal, state, Social Security, and Medicare taxes. Because of the tax savings, expenses for which you are reimbursed cost you less than if you paid for them with after-tax income. Let's take a look at an example. The following example shows the advantages of FSA and is based on an annual salary of $36,000 and represents $100 additional take-home pay a month. Let's take a look at disadvantages of FSA. Use it or lose it rule. In other words, if you don't use the funds, you lose it. However, you may carry over up to a maximum of $500 of unused funds from one plan year to another. Also, there is paperwork. You must initiate the reimbursement process by collecting receipts and completing reimbursement request forms. You must keep all receipts and records of expenses. When do I enroll in an FSA plan? When you are hired, you can enroll in the plan once eligible, or you may enroll during open enrollment for the next plan year. Another question is, how do I enroll? It's very easy. You can enroll by completing the FSA election form and the new hire packet or open enrollment packet that you are provided by the HR department. The healthcare account maximum contribution is $2,600 per FSA. If both spouses have an FSA through their respective employers, they could each elect the maximum for $5,200 per household. The dependent care FSA contribution maximum is $2,500 per year if single or $5,000 per year if married. If you are married but file your income taxes separately, then the maximum you can contribute is $2,500 per year. You may make changes to your FSA plan elections during open enrollment or if you have a qualified life event changes. The qualified life event changes are change in your legal marital status, change in the number of tax dependents, birth of a child or date you adopt a child, placement for adoption, death of a dependent, change in your dependent's eligibility, for example, due to attained of age, student status, marital status, or any similar circumstances. Also, change in child care, elder care provider, or cost coverage, such as increased cost charged by your current daycare provider or charge in your daycare provider. This applies only to a dependent care FSA. Change in employment status for you and your spouse or your dependent that affects eligibility for health insurance benefits. Changes in entitlement to Medicare or Medicaid for you, your spouse, or dependent. Eligibility or loss of entitlement for coverage under Medicare or Medicaid by you or your spouse. Start or end of unpaid leave of absence. Significant change in the cost or conditions of your spouse's healthcare coverage related to your spouse's employment that affects you. If you are on family or medical leave, you have several options to continue your FSA plan participation. You can either prepay, pay as you go, catch up, open return, or drop coverage until you return. Here are some examples of reimbursable expenses. So you can use funds from the FSA healthcare account to pay for doctor, dentist visits, co-pays, deductible, eyeglasses, contacts, orthodontics, parking costs related to medical expenses, or certain over-the-counter drugs. Also, you can use the funds from the FSA account to pay for dependent care, such fees as daycare fees, before and after care, elder care, preschool fees, emergency care, transportation expenses related to transporting dependent to from care provider are considered qualified reimbursable expenses. If you plan on participating in FSA, make sure you plan accordingly and check your balance frequently. Plan your contributions. Prior to making your election, make a list of all your anticipated eligible expenses. Avoid overestimating your expenses. You want to make sure you do not have unused funds for which you have no eligible expenses at plan year end. If you do, these funds will have to be forfeited. Monitor your balance regularly to keep track of your account balance. Also, remember, if you terminate employment mid-year, you still have options, including electing COBRA for your medical FSA. However, your dependent care FSA is not eligible for COBRA. Love this video? Don't forget to share your happiness with your friends. And please support us by subscribing to our channel. Let's talk money. Hope to see you again.